G'day guys, I'm Shane, the founder of Space Plants, and in this video I want to go through the 5 easy steps to grow and extract lemongrass oil. Something easy that you can do at home. So lemongrass is a fantastic plant, and it's a perennial that grows in clumps or tufts. So they can get up to 1.5 meters tall and spread, up to around about 1 meter in width, and they grow really well here in Brisbane's subtropical climate. You can also grow them really well in tropics and even the warm temperate regions as well. I grow it in my garden because it looks great as an ornamental plant, and it also provides a really good border. So you can plant it around the border of your garden and it'll suppress the weeds from coming in. It also provides some wind protection as well. And it also just smells amazing. So I love walking past it, crushing up the leaves and smelling it just when I'm working out in the garden, and it really lifts my spirits. So I've got 3 large tufts of lemongrass growing out in my garden that I want to show you. It's time to harvest and do some work to it, so let's go out and have a look. So here I am out in my garden with my lemongrass, and let's go through the steps. So step number 1 is you want to pick the right location and prepare the soil a little bit. Prepared to do some ongoing maintenance as well to get it really nice and established. When planting it, pick a nice warm location that gets full to partial sun. It likes rich, free draining soil, so mix in some compost, some cow manure, and build it up, mound it up a little bit as well, and plant it right in the middle, so that way it can be free draining if you mound it up. Once a month, give it a feed, so get out and sprinkle some fertilizer around it. Some poultry manure is really good. Fortnightly, you might get out and give it some liquid seaweed solution as well, which will act as a tonic for it and help keep it healthy. So once you plant it, get out once a week and water it just until it gets established. Once it's established, it's really quite tough. So if you're having really wet weather like we are here in Brisbane, you're not going to really need to do much at all once it's established. So once a year in the cooler months, you'll want to cut it right back, and then you can let it regrow. It'll regrow all fresh and new. It's a really good way of harvesting it at that time as well. So if you're cutting it all back, you can split it, dry it, and use it in cooking. You can make tea, but it also makes a really good mulch. So you can take the clippings and use it as a mulch around your garden. Okay, so now I've reduced every clump, every tuft down to that size. So firstly, this is going to be really good because I mentioned we're having very wet weather at the moment. This is actually going to help the airflow move around the plant and help prevent fungal disease. So it's also good now we can start really harvesting all the good bits as well. So I'm going to go through and start cutting these stems out. I'm going to probably reduce it by 1/3 its size, and I'm going to cut these stems out. So this you can use in cooking, so you can cut that up and put it in a stir fry to flavour the food, the soft stems, but I'm going to be using it for drying and then turning it into oil. So I'm just going to prepare each one like that, and then I'm going to put them in my bucket here and yeah, get it ready to dry. Okay guys, so I've cut it back quite significantly. I've harvested the best of the growing stems. I've cut up some nice sections of the finer grass, lemongrass there. Okay, so now step number 2 is to prepare what I've harvested. So I've got to wash it, cut it up, and then I'm going to put it on these trays ready to go in the dehydrator. So I've just gotten it all out of the dehydrator. We've got all this lovely lemongrass here, nice and dry, ready for various uses. And then I've got some here which is soaking in 100% alcohol. So step number 3 is to choose your solvent. So there are 2 main types of solvents that people use for making oils. One is isopropyl, 100% alcohol, and the other is ethanol. So Ethanol, some people prefer that because it's a grain-based alcohol, but it is only 99%. And there's 1% being Bitex, which is put in there to make it bitter so people don't consume it. I've chosen this one for my experiment, the isopropyl. So I have put a link below in the comments to Sydney Solvent, so you can have a look at that as well if you want to get your own, and do your own research as well as to which one you would prefer to use. And hit me up in the comments too, let me know what you think is better. Just be careful with these solvents. They are very, very strong, 100%. So the idea is that why I chose 100% is because it's all going to evaporate. So you're left with the pure oils. But be very careful with how you do it. So what I've got set up here is a rice cooker, which is going to heat it up and evaporate it. I've got a fan set up here, so that's blowing the fumes straight away. And I'm also outdoors in a well ventilated area. It's a nice breezy day today, so I've got that above me there, so there's no risk of me being in the way of those fumes. So making sure you do some safety around that as well is important. Hey guys, I'm just out here at my food forest. It's so wet here in Brisbane at the moment. Sorry to interrupt, but I've just got this special announcement I want you to know about, so just check out this. If you're interested in getting set up with a vertical garden like the one we have set up in the background here, get in touch because we currently have these systems in stock ready to go. And for the next person who subscribes, I want to offer them at a special deal. So these panels are composed of 3 individual panels. So we've got 2 larger ones on the ends and 1 half panel in the middle there. So the sizes are 2 meters tall each panel by about 1 meter width. The smaller one is about 1.3 meters tall, 1 meter width. So the larger panels, I want to offer them at $1,200. You can buy them individually. And the smaller one at $600. So if you get all 3, I'll deliver them for free if you're in the southeast Queensland area. So subscribe to the YouTube channel and get in touch for more information. Also, if you're looking for something similar to this but want a custom install, just get in touch and we're doing free consultations. So be really happy to have a chat with you about what your dream vision is for your vertical garden and to help you transform your space to be surrounded by lush, beautiful plants like you see in the background here. So go to spaceplants.com.au for more information and get in touch. Okay, thanks for watching. Now let's get back to those steps. So step number 4 is to start preparing doing the oil extraction process with your solvent. So we're using a rice cooker, so it's an electric powered rice cooker, which is going to evaporate the liquid. And we've got a fan set up here as well, so that's going to blow the fumes straight away. You don't want to be anywhere near these fumes. You don't want to be doing it inside or around any naked flames. I've soaked this, so I've got my dried lemongrass. I've filled it up into these jars, and then I've filled these up with the alcohol, 100% alcohol, and then I've put them in the fridge overnight just to let it soak. And then I'm going to strain it all through these ingredients, these items here. So what I've got is a strainer with a nut milk bag on top, just to get all the particles out. It's going to go into here, which I've got a bit of a bed sheet, actually, just a clean bed sheet, which is going to do another strain just to catch anything extra. You want to get all the sediment out, and you want to be left with the pure liquid, which you're going to evaporate, and then that will leave the oil. So these are the pieces of equipment you'll need. So I'm going to pour that, being careful of the fumes. Wash your hands. So once you've got that, we'll pour this straight into our bowl. You can use gloves as well. I'm trying to minimize my contact with it, and I'm washing my hands straight away. But yeah, gloves, if you've got them, you need to get ones that are not, obviously, that are able to handle 100% alcohol. Okay, so now it's just a matter of turning on the rice cooker, and that's going to start heating up and evaporating the fumes straight away. So just be careful not to get in the way of those fumes. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, it's almost completely evaporated. So you can see in here, it's quite runny. So there's probably still a bit of alcohol left in that. So what I'll do at this stage with the rice cooker, you just got to hold it down, flick it on. So you got your little switch there, turn it on, and you just got to hold it down with these rice cookers. But you see it's starting to bubble in there. So it's all, I can see the fumes getting blown straight away actually. I can see the fumes there. The fan's doing its job, blowing the fumes away. And you can see it's starting to bubble up. And all that sticky stuff there, that's all the oil. So yeah, got a little bit of oil from it. See it all bubbling up. Now, if I pop it up now, you see it's not running around anymore, it's all thick. It's not as near as runny as it was. So that's all the lemongrass oil. Okay, so step 5 is to collect it. I'm going to pour this oil straight in here. So we've got here, this one mixed with coconut oil, and that one's just the pure lemongrass oil. This one actually smells a lot stronger because I didn't cook it as long. I think the last one, I let it go for a bit too long. You can actually smell the lemongrass there, but it's not as strong as I was expecting it to be. So this is a method that I was when I was looking into making oils. This is what they call the Rick Simpson method, and he actually uses that for making cannabis oil, that exact method. And I think that there are different methods for different herbs. So for a plant like cannabis, you would have no problem doing it that way to extract the concentrated form of that plant. So for lemongrass oil, which is what I'm interested in essential oils. I'm going to experiment further with this and use some different methods which I've also researched. So stay tuned for those updates. This is going to be an ongoing series on making oils. So there you go, lemongrass. What a fantastic plant, and I highly recommend you grow it in your garden too. Even without extracting the oils, there's so many benefits that you can get from having lemongrass in your garden. It's super easy to propagate as well. So once you've got it, you can just keep dividing it and spreading it very easily. There's a lot of health benefits to using it in a tea and in your cooking. It helps with sleep, it helps reduce anxiety, reducing blood pressure, and it also has a calming effect, and it certainly does have that calming effect even just by smelling it. So I hope you enjoyed that insight into another one of my favorite plants. And remember, you will have the space, so why not get the plants from Space Plants. Talk soon. Thank you very much.